Good afternoon. My name is Iyesu Adekunle Olalekan.
Good afternoon. My name is ESV Tunji Adeshokan.
Good afternoon. My name is Bada Moshood Oluwasegun.
Good afternoon. My name is ESV Shenilo Jede.
Good afternoon. My name is ESB Vivian Obinabo.
Good afternoon. My name is Ajadam Larry Paul.
Good afternoon. My name is Israel Ogundele.
Good afternoon. My name is ESD Moyo Francis.
Good afternoon. My name is Oke Oludayo.
Good afternoon. I'm Noji Babatunde Ogunlabi.
Good afternoon. My name is Adebisi Afis.
Good afternoon. I'm Hadekunle Shijuade.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Idris Akiem.
Good afternoon. I'm Rashid Alimi.
Good afternoon, ESV Adetono Dauda.
Good afternoon, my chairman. I remain Estate Surveyor and Valuer Bioshogun Adeyemi Fatai, an associate of the institution.
Good afternoon. I am ESB Olaya Ebenezer.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. ESV Kayode Bombata is my name.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is ESV Okeode Oluseyi.
Good afternoon, House. I am Estate Surveyor and Valuer Solomon Nkwese.
Good afternoon, House. My name is David Olorunfemi, an associate.
My name is Femi Akinlusi, an associate.
Good afternoon. I am ESV Monsuro Ifeso.
Good afternoon. My name is ESV Bashir Abdulrahim.
Good afternoon. My name is ESV Bayo Adesola.
Good afternoon. My name is Wasiu Abiodun.
Good afternoon. My name is ESV Sir Victor Okeke.
Good afternoon. My name is Tiwa Adebuji, a fellow of this noble institution.
Good afternoon, noble colleagues. May I use this opportunity to draw attention to the way we address ourselves. It was corrected at the last conference that ESV, yes, that's the acronym, but we shouldn't be saying ESV. It's like when you have doctor, somebody, DR this, or you have barrister who is BARR, and you say BARR this. So what we should try to say it in full. Estate surveyor and valuer this. Estate surveyor and valuer that. So in that regard, I am estate surveyor and valuer, Dr. I.O. Obonna. Thank you.
Good afternoon, colleagues. I remain Estate Surveyor and Valuer Okwebi Beatrice Abosedi.
Good afternoon. Estate Surveyor and Valuer Olusanjo Fawole.
Good afternoon. My name is Estate Surveyor and Valuer Lekan Kiwumi.
Good afternoon, noble colleagues. I am Estate Surveyor and Valuer Kehinde Ageleye, an associate of the institution.
My chairman, fellow noble colleagues, my name is Estate Surveyor and Valuer Ayodele Olamoju, the Honorary Public Secretary. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, noble colleagues. My name is Estate Surveyor and Valuer Sholakumi Babarinde.
Good afternoon once again, noble colleagues. I am Estate Surveyor and Valuer Akinde Oshemosumola, the Honorary Secretary of the very branch. Thank you.
Good afternoon, noble colleagues. Estate Surveyor and Valuer Dr. Obamigbola, IPC.
Good afternoon, noble colleague. My name is Estate Surveyor and Valuer Gospel Osazua Moses, the Honorary Treasurer.
Good afternoon, Estate. Good afternoon, noble colleagues. My name is Estate Surveyor and Valuer Scholastica Okweva.
Good afternoon, noble colleagues. I am Estate Surveyor and Valuer Olayinka Adebayo Wasi, unofficial member of the branch.
Okay. Good afternoon, noble colleagues. My name is Estate Surveyor and Valuer Benga Ismail, your Vice Chairman. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, noble colleagues. I'm Estate Surveyor and Valuer Olabisi Demola Alade, the branch chairman. You're all welcome to today's general meeting. Before we proceed, I would like to acknowledge the following people who joined online. Estate Surveyor and Valuer Stephen Jagun, Estate Surveyor and Valuer Olushola Fatoki, and the Honorary National Treasurer, Estate Surveyor and Valuer Omotola Amioje. I also like to recognize Estate Surveyor and Valuer Bridget Oroye, the Protem Chairman of the Women Wing. Come to today's general meeting. Next on the agenda, Chairman's the ones I mentioned are those. Next on the agenda is Chairman's opening remark. Good afternoon once again, noble colleagues. I'm greatly delighted to welcome you to the first general meeting of NAI's Lagos State branch. The executive committee of the very branch is very pleased to have your revered presence at this meeting today, which is our first general meeting in the 2022-2023 noble year of the branch. The 2021-22 noble year of the branch was an eventful one, and we are prepared to make the 2022-2023 noble year an even more eventful one. The ESCO has already worked out a robust program calendar for this year, which we shall present to this noble general house in the course of the meeting today. We have everything set. All our usual programs and some special programs have been enlisted for the current year, and we know that with your ever-ready support, we will execute all the programs successfully. As you have already known, these programs are in line with the 10-point agenda of my team, which we pursued vigorously in the previous year, making several landmark feats in the branch. We are continuing to execute this agenda, which are centered on welfare, a core essence of the branch's existence, professional capacity development, membership growth, as well as fostering an industry equipped to absorb our ever-growing professional population, among others. In the previous year, the ESCO put the task upon itself to carry out farm visitation in rain and shine, during which 63 firms, government and academic institutions where our members work were visited. In the current year, the Welfare Subcommittee, under the able leadership of our unofficial ESCO member, Estate Surveyor and Valuer Wasi Olayinka, a fellow of the institution, will take up the task squarely. Already they have begun plans for this worthy endeavor, and the health work has been fixed to take place on 13th of this month. The branch MCPD, outdoor and head of practice events are taking an entirely unique action in the current year. And I can tell you that these subcommittees have already begun great plans for awesome experiences in the coming months. We are going international with our outdoor this year, and the MCPD will be shifting from theory to practical in a very unique manner. However, like Oliver Twist in Charles Dickens' fiction, the very branch will continue to ask for and rely on your support to deliver in all of these areas. The Lagos branch of our noble institution is a leading branch, and the onus lies with all of us to continue to help the branch to maintain this prestigious position, which it has remained in the last 52 years. Sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, I am so glad and so grateful to you all for the support you have given to me and the ESCO which I lead. Your payment of your annual subscription, sponsorship of all branch events, and your personal sacrifices and contributions in the various subcommittees have continued to be major points of reckoning for the successes and leadership which the Naius Lagos branch is known for. Therefore, I wish to continue to crave your support and ask that you keep doing more. Never get tired, and the ESCO shall never disappoint you. On this note, I warmly welcome us to this general meeting of the very branch. Thank you all, and God bless you. I would like to recognize all our members who joined online. You're all welcome to today's general meeting. So next on the agenda is reading and adoption of the last general meeting held on 2nd February 2022. HS, please. Okay. Let's take it one by one.
My chairman, noble colleagues, I would like to ask, I don't know if we have the minutes of the meeting with us. It was sent to us via email. Do we have hard copies with us right now? No. Okay, so we're going to project it. So let's take it that way. My chairman, ESCO members, noble colleagues. This is the minutes of the third general meeting of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers held on Wednesday, 2nd February 2022 at the very branch secretariat and online via Zoom. 1.1, we have the attendance. Under 2.0, we have apologies from about 4 members. And then we have the list of members that were present is attached to the minutes. Sent that online via email too. The particulars. 4.0, we have the chairman's welcome address. Then we move on to apologies, please. Let me just take it from my phone directly. Okay, sorry. My sincere apologies, please. So 5.0, we have the reading, amendment, and adoption of the previous meeting. 6.0, we have the presentation by the guest speaker. Then 7.0 was the business of the day, where we talked about the branch program calendar. And then 8.0, the financial report. We have the breakdown of the financial report in there. Moving on, the financial report was adopted. Then the subcommittee reports were also presented. Then we also talked about membership drive under 9.0. That takes us to 10.0, where we have the AOB. And we talked about the insurance of our members. Initially, the sum assured was 1 million naira, but because of the fact that the amount we pay to the insurance company directly is about 6,000 plus, and what we collect from members is 4,000 naira. So the insurance company reduced the sum assured for the amount that will be paid to members, to their beneficiaries when the member passed on. So it was reduced from 1 million naira to 750,000 naira. And it was agreed that the ESCO should work on modalities to still go back to the sum of 1 million naira. Then we also talked about the deaths, talking about the late Estate Surveyor and Valuer Victor Onyekwele that passed on. His benefits was paid to his beneficiaries. And then the meeting came to a close at about 5:18 p.m. Once again, noble colleagues, I would like to apologize for the mix-up in reading the minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, HS. Well done. Noble colleagues, can someone move the motion for adoption of this minute of meeting to be deliberated upon? Okay. Estate Surveyor and Valuer Titi Agbalaya, please, a fellow of the institution. Please give her the speaker. Let her talk.
My chairman, noble colleagues, I stand on already established protocols. I move the motion that we accept the minutes for discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Seconder, please.
All protocols duly observed. I'm Estate Surveyor Valuer Adebi Ayeni. I'm seconding the motion for adoption of the minute of meeting for deliberation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, noble colleagues, any comments on our minute of meeting? Corrections, if any? If there is none, then we go to matters arising from the minutes of meeting. We talk about the branch program calendar will be ready in the day. During the course of this meeting, we'll present for our members, you are members, to comment on. and contribute if there is any. Then we spoke about the financial reports, followed by the subcommittee report. As I said in my speech earlier, we have lots and lots of program for this 2022-2023 Noble Year. The subcommittee chairman will present their programs to you. Membership drive. As you are aware, we have 175 associate members that joined us during the last induction and 17 fellows were among those that were inducted. Our branch members, we had 17 of them that got inducted into the fellows cadre at the last induction in April. So I want to plead with our members that have their firms and they have their own private firms to encourage our probationers. We are also doing that in the public sector. I would like you to encourage our probationers to become associates. I know you are doing that. You are trying, but please keep it up. Let's continue so that we can have more members first branch. Thank you. On insurance, the ESCO have taken decision. We have gone back to status quo because at the AGM, it was agreed that 750,000 is small for our members, for our late members. So what we agreed is that the ESCO will meet with the insurance company, which we did. Myself and the HT met with them. For now, we have agreed to go back to 1 million for our late members' beneficiaries. So what is to subsidize 500 because money out of the 12,000 is 4,000. What contribution to insurance is 4,000 from the annual dues of 12,000, and what we pay to insurance is 6,500 per member. So we have started to do that, and we hope and pray that when we come to you, our members will give all the support during our programs, since we have decided to subsidize 2,500 out of membership money. So thank you for that. That's all on matters arising from the minutes. Number 6 item on the agenda is the guest presentation. Procurement, perfection of titles on land in Lagos State by Estate Surveyor and Valuer Wasi Olayinka, a fellow of the institution and director of land regularization, Lagos State.
Thank you, my chairman. Thank you, executive members of the state branch. Thank you, my noble colleagues. It's a pleasure being here today to give a brief lecture on title and procurement of titles to land. Really and truly, this is not a new norm. It's something that we are all aware of. It's something that as estate surveyors and valuers, we know about. But what I would actually speak to today, it's whether or not we are taking advantage of what rightfully belongs to us. And telling us or asking from us whether we are taking advantage of what rightfully belongs to us will take us through some of the provision of Land Use Act. And vis-a-vis talking about the titles that we have on land in the state. In Lagos State Civil Service, Lands Bureau in particular, we have 6 directorates. We have Land Use and Allocation Committee, it's a directorate. We have Directorate of Land Services. We have Directorate of Land Regularization. We have Directorate of Land Registry. We have Directorate of Finance and Accounts, Directorate of Admin and Human Resources. Out of all of these directorates, we have 4 of them being vested with the powers to deal with administration of land. And they have different titles that they grant. Some, they grant a title that you can call the root. Then one of them grants a subsequent transaction, which is the second leg of title. Then we have extra-ministerial agencies that without which we can't really perform in lands. They are Office of the State Surveyor General and New Towns Development Authority. Without them, we can't perform effectively. But I won't stress anything about them because we are not here to learn so much about them. I will stress the issue of those offices that perform professional duties in Lands Bureau, which affects you and I, which I want to incite you to take advantage of here today. I'll start with the Land Use and Allocation Committee. They have about 3 types of titles that they grant there. There's something we call State Certificate of Occupancy. That one comes via allocation that is being made by the state. For example, we have schemes in Lagos State. We have residential schemes, we have commercial schemes, we have industrial schemes. But the one that is readily and easily accessible to by the public is the residential one, because those are the common ones that you see people applying for. So the residential ones are the likes of Magudu Residential Scheme 1, Magudu Residential Scheme 2, Omole 1 and 2, Ogudu 1 and 2, Ogudu Garden Valley, Ogba. You have various residential schemes like that. We have the one we call Prime, then we have the one we call General. The general schemes, you can find them in Ikorodu, like Ikorodu GRA 1, 2, 3, Odonla, Elepe, and all this stuff. Then you have some in Badagry too. We call them general schemes. But for any of these land that is being allocated within this scheme, what you get from them is State Certificate of Occupancy. As it is, and as it stands today, the type of titles you get from those schemes is electronic certificate of occupancy. Electronic certificate of occupancy in the sense that hello? It's a bit to get around the issue of cloning and forgery in lands. The process of electronic certificate of occupancy was developed. Process of electronic certificate of occupancy was developed. This certificate of occupancy is secured and safe. It's secured and safe in that we have security features that is being embedded in the title. So it makes it a whole lot difficult for anybody to think of cloning such certificate of occupancy. In that same directorate, we have something we call dim grant consent. Dim grant consent is a product of Section 34 and 36 of Land Use Act. You know, when the Land Use Act was coming in 1978, the law recognized the fact that we have some people that has taken possession of land and that they were deemed to be the owner of that land. But the law guiding such situation is that you can't have more than 5,000 square meters. And that is what we call half an hectare rule. So those ones, till date, you still see them up to claim that title that Land Use Act has vetted and reserved for them. Before now, we call it private certificate of occupancy. Private CFO in the sense that we grant this yellow CFO. But you and I know that the law, the Land Use Act specifically said that for you to have right to a title on land, you must have attained the age of 21 years old. But in 1978, say for example, in 1978, you were meant to be 21 years old. And today you are just 34, 35 years old. And you're saying you are buying a land or you are a deemed grantee. It shows that even at that 1978, you were probably not, or you were still an infant as at that time. So interest in property can never vest in you as at that time. And what the law was saying is that the title must have been vested in you as at that time, meaning that you must have attained the age of 20 years old as at that time for you to come up today to say that you are a deemed grantee that is entitled to a parcel of land within this area. So in order to guide against this, you see different kind of falsification. Falsification of age, falsification of look. People will tell you that they are 60 years old. In order to get such title, people would paint their head with powder to show that they are old, snapping the passport photograph that he used in giving that title. So government noticed all these things, and government now felt that rather than allowing this illegality to continue, why don't we just go around it and bring forth a policy that would prevent people from lying and will still give them what rightfully belongs to them. So in such a case, the issue of deemed grant consent now came up. So that stopped the issuance of certificate of occupancy in respect of that such land in Lagos State. All you need to do now is prepare your deed of deemed grant consent and other documents that is required for purpose. You have the document being screened on the this thing. So I don't need to talk to them. So now that took us to the realm of deemed grant consent. So those two titles were granted in Land Use and Allocation Directorate. There's another title that is granted in that directorate as well. We call it federal regularization. Before that, there was nothing like federal regularization. But, at the time in the history of Lagos State, federal government promulgated a decree that was saying that certain distance from the coastal area or water bodies belongs to federal government. This was challenged in court. Unfortunately, Lagos State won. And, we now came back to the issue of planning, which falls within the residual list in the Constitution. It is the states that have powers over grant of approval on land for building purposes, construction work. So Lagos State sees this opportunity to say that, okay, fine, if you have a title in respect of land that falls within Lagos State, that you are claiming that you have a federal title on, okay, we won't take that federal title from you because of this Supreme Court judgment that has given this land to us. So what you now do is transform that federal title that you have with you, change it to state title from us. So when you get that state title, then you'll be able to proceed to Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development for the processing of your building plan approval. So it is this same office that does that title. Then there's something we call Private Sector Developers Program. Private Sector Developers Program, it's a policy of the state. Lagos State government is so wise when it comes to formulation of policies. It's not all of these things you will find in the Constitution. the grant of certificate of occupancy through state grant. You can get that via Section 5 and Section 9 of Land Use Act. The grant of deemed grant consent, you can get that one via Section 34 and 36 of Land Use Act. But the grant of land, like I said in the course of this discussion, that the law limited the size of land that you can give or you can hold on to 5,000 square meters. But if you want to encourage development, you want people to come in, developers to bring in their fund to develop the state, because it is not something that Lagos State can possibly develop by itself. Though we have Lagos Building Investment Corporation, we have LSDPC, we have Ministry of Housing that provide accommodation for the people. But looking at the teeming population of the state and the number of people that are troops into the state on a daily basis, as we speak now, some people are just coming to the state for the first time, and the intention is not to go back. Lagos State is the state you come with your Ghana must go nylon under your armpit, and within 2-3 years, you become somebody. And you all know that when the issue of feeding has been taken care of, issue of clothing has been taken care of, the next is shelter. So people look for accommodation. Lagos State, yes, we know all these things, and we plan ahead of people. We plan ahead of the whole this thing. So this policy of grace came by virtue of Section 36 of Land Use Act. Section 36 of Land Use Act gave National Council of State the powers to make laws insofar that that law does not run contrary to the provision of Land Use Act. So we use that provision effectively, and that is why we have this private sector developers program. It is this private developers program that brought about all these estates you see around, the VGC of this world, the Crown Estate of this world, the Royal Garden, Ataja and stuff. So it is this directorate, in conjunction with the Office of the Permanent Secretary, that handles this private sectors developers program. The end product of what they give is certificate of occupancy, electronic certificate of occupancy, because it's a state grant as well. Then we have excision. Excision comes with title. Before now, all the excision that we have, they are in a way inchoate. Inchoate in the sense that the process was not concluded. The process was not concluded in the sense that what we have in respect of these excisions are gazette. Gazette is just a notice to the whole world. Gazette is a publication telling the world that this has been done by the state. If you are employed into state civil service, it will be gazetted. If you are promoted in state civil service, it will be gazetted. If someone made an order in the state, it will be gazetted. If someone is made a bale, it will be gazetted. So gazette is just a notice telling the world that this has been done by the state. So now, when we now grant excision, excision is just the process of encouraging expansion of villages. Indigenous landowners, when the act was coming, Section 1 of that act took away all the land from the indigenous landowners and vested it in the governor of the state. So now it is the governor that administers the land in the state for the use and benefit of all the residents of the state. What happens to the indigenous landowners? That when the law was coming, they were few in number, occupying one little space. But today, they've been procreating, they've been developing, they've had children and everything. They were expanding. You know, you can't be expanding within the same building or the same compound. You need room for expansion. Because of the magnanimity of the state government, that policy was brought up, using that Section 36 again, to say that, okay, let's release some of this land to all these indigenous landowners. That is the process through which the Oniru of this world, the Elegushi of this world, the Ojomo of this world, and other families in the state have all the land that is at their custody today. But in the past, once that release was gazetted, we end it there. But you and I know that the Land Use Act has limited the interest anybody can have on land. So if I give you a land now, giving you a gazette, without stating any condition guiding that release of land to you, what do you have? You have a freehold interest. And freehold interest is not in existence today in our law. It's been quashed by Land Use Act. So now, when we now realized it, so it's difficult. So because when they're giving out portion of the land to whoever that buys from them, they themselves can't specify the unexpired term they are giving you. So meaning that what they are giving you is freehold interest. And the principle of law on that is that you can't give what you don't have. Is the governor of the state alone have the power? He is the overlord. He is the one that superintends over land in the state. So now that we have released all this land to you, and we can't limit your powers, we can't limit the scope, the time that you have on the land. That means we have given you the land in perpetuity. Perpetual interest doesn't exist in our law again. So when we realized that, we now went back to the drawing board, we fashion out things, and today now, what we do is we end up the release of land by granting certificate of occupancy, which limits the interest to 99 years, which is the maximum interest anybody can have on land. So this directorate with land services and things like that, they oversee this excision thing. So that takes us away from land use and allocation. We go to land services. Like I said, our first leg of title, which is the root. All that I've said before, they are the root. It's like you planting a tree. There must be a root. That root are those certificates of occupancy. So that office, Land Use and Allocation Directorate, they provide a root. Then when it grows, so it is the branch that grows from the root that Land Services Directorate takes care of. So the branch now leads to governor's consent to an assignment, governor's consent to sublease, governor's consent to mortgage transaction, governor's consent to gift, governor's consent to power of attorney, irrevocable power of attorney. You know, we have two types of power of attorney. One coupled with interest, the other one not coupled with interest. The one that is coupled with interest is the irrevocable one, which is registrable. The one that is not coupled with interest, like I have a property, to say manage this property on my behalf. That one is not coupled with interest. So you can't register that. But if I give you maximum right on my property to say that you can let, you can manage, you can sell, you can do whatever thing that I have the powers to do on that land or that property, that gives you full powers. That one becomes a registrable. It is this directorate that does that. So what you do is prepare your deed of assignment between the two parties that is involved in this transaction. A Form 1C will be collected at the office in lands that will be filled and signed by the parties to the transaction. Then all other documents, as you can see on the screen, would be added to that document for it to be submitted. The good thing about it now, I know people may ask questions that, okay, this consent of a thing, because I rarely see estate surveyors and valuers, but the few ones that I know that are here, they want to pose a question to say that, okay, this consent, what is happening? Is it like my permanent secretary usually say, when you are constructing a road, there is bound to be a traffic. We are constructing a road in land today, and we have traffic. We have something we call momentum. We are digitizing. It's to make life easy for everybody. What we're thinking of is at the end of the day, at the comfort of your office or your house, you should be able to sit down, go on your system, and lodge your application, process your application to conclusion without coming to lands to bother us on your title. It is a process we're looking at in such a way that I can be at home and call office to say that I'm working from home today. I always love it when I see my cousins that live abroad telling me that, oh, I'm working from home today. I look up to that day, that I will be able to tell people to say that I'm working from home today, I'm not going out. And actually, I will do what I'm meant to do at home. That is where land is going to. So now we're having a bit of itches here and there in the area of this subsequent transaction. And I can assure you very soon, it's going to be a better thing for all of us. We're going to enjoy it. Then we'll move away from that land services to land regularization. Land regularization is the baby of the directorate. Land regularization came into being in 2006. There was nothing like land regularization before 2006. What we had then was ratification. Ratification of interest. Cut across Lands Bureau, Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development, Ministry of Justice, your General's Office. In some instances, 5 more minutes. In some, people in my business unit have 5 more minutes. I believe you are enjoying this lecture. So tell them to give us 20 minutes more. So, you see, we have ratification that cut across so many ministries. The bottleneck and everything. You have to be moving from ministry to ministry. Government now saw this and said, why do we have to be putting people through this problem? So a one-stop shop was created, named Land Regularization Directorate, where we have professionals from all the walks of life that have something to do with regularization being pulled and put under one umbrella. And that is what we have today. But what is regularization? Regularization is the legalizing of illegal transaction that has occurred on land. You see, we have acquisition. We said section 1 of the vested the land in the state and the governor. But we didn't stop at that. We still went ahead and carry out different kind of acquisitions and revocations era to ensure that we still place our authority over this land. For example, where we are today, we have 7,300 acre acquisition that start from north of airport that ends at Alakpere. After that apostolic church, we are saying that the whole of this place falls within that 7,300 acre acquisition. What was it done for? It was done in order to construct the secretariat, government seat that you have there. Initially, we were at old secretariat, but we're now thinking of expansion. We want to expand, our past leaders, they have views, they have visions, large ones. The kind of secretariat we're thinking, not the one we have here today. But it has to be a case of government that continues. It's a government is continuum. I have to do it to a stage, then you take it up from there. But unfortunately, we've not been able to take it to where we're supposed to take it to. But then teachers that sees the land, that comes from villages, that want to live, jumped on all this land, and they started developing them. And that is why you have the whole of this K2, Alakpere, and things like that. Most of them, they fall within areas that has been reserved or revoked by government for projects. The whole of my 12 falls within areas that has been revoked, reserved for projects by government. Now, they did all of that. Rather than government saying that, okay, let's move in and remove all these people. If you have to do that, United Nations, Amnesty Internationals will come after you to say that, oh, no, you don't have to. You should be thinking of housing people, not displacing people. So we said, okay, no problem. If that's the case, let's formulate a policy. Jakonde then formulated that policy. And what they did was that, in respect of whatever size of land you have, you just pay 1,000 naira, then you get a title to your land. But we discovered that people keep dumping on our land, and we have to put up a kind of deterrent to stop them from doing that. So now, okay, let's place value on this thing. Because if you don't place value on, that means we'll be losing valuable land to most of these people. Now, values were placed on land to be regularized. Today we are regularizing the whole of that land. And again, you see, encroachment keep going on. For example, most of the areas that were reserved for agricultural purposes in Ikorodu towards Ekpe has been heavily encroached upon. If you ask like maybe 10 people among of us here today now, they will tell you I live in Ikorodu. And you discover that all this land they occupied in Ikorodu falls within the land government that for certain use. But you see, we keep, Lagos State is an evolving state. We keep developing on a daily basis. And that is why we have our master plans being reviewed, our model city plans being reviewed every 5 years. The last review that was done for Ikorodu, because saying that, look, we can't possibly remove all these structures we have on this land. So it was decided that, okay, let's just accommodate them and turn them to subject of regularization. So now, bulk of the land falls within agric revocation in Ikorodu can now be regularized by those people that live on that land. Lekki corridor, there was nothing like regularization before. But now, because of that encroachment, but we won't just leave an open window for everybody to explore. So we've done it in such a way that we have delineated areas that can be regularized within Lekki corridor now. We identified about 85 sectors within Lekki corridor that can be regularized. Sector in the sense that we discovered that the whole of this neighborhood has been badly encroached upon. We cordon it off. We call it sector 1. That place has been heavily encroached upon. We cordon it off. We call it sector 2. We have 85 sectors like that, from Etiosa down to the boundary of Ekpe, Eleron Ogbe. So today now, we can get all these things ready. Let me stand out on that title. You have all the documents to that. But I now want to speak to us, heart-to-heart discussion. Land Use Act. When Land Use Act was coming, Land Use Act mentioned appropriate officer in section 33. Appropriate officer for the purpose of valuation, management of land and things like that. Section 51, which is the interpretation part of the act, explain and define who the appropriate officer is. The appropriate officer is a land officer. The land officer is an estate surveyor and valuer. You and I, estate surveyor and valuer, are the land officers. So it is in the contemplation of the drafters of this law that it is land officers, the estate officers, that will run this law. You see, lawyers, as I know them, they will do everything to bring things to themselves. And they are the drafters of the law. For them to agree that this one is not our job, is your job. Section 2 of the Act that was talking about the constitution of Land Use and Allocation Committee mentioned that 2 estate surveyors and valuers must be part of that committee. It is the lawyers that did all these things. It is the lawyers that gave you the powers. But what I've noticed in the course of my sojourn in this civil service is that we don't take our rightful position. We are not doing what the law has given to us. It is sad that it is the lawyers that has not taken up the whole of this job that are doing them. And the law said, it is you, it is your property, it is your job, but you left it. It's like, I always tell people, we drop the ball easily and we drop the ball quickly. All we are interested in is our agency fee. We are the first point of call when it comes to transaction on the land. You are the one that all these people knows. You are the one that brings the buyer to the seller. And you now conclude, you now see 10 estates of yours fighting over who takes what. Then the lawyer will just get there, take up, cut rubbish that you thought you left there, polish it, and get so much money out of it. You see, some people will look at the officers in civil service Why are they looking so glamorous and radiant? You are just eating the little of what you're supposed to be eating. I'm telling you. We are just because our job doesn't really permit us to go fully into doing all these things. But you know, the little we can do in conjunction with what we do for civil service is what gives us the glamorous things that you see land officers doing. It is you. And I'm now putting it to you that you people should go out there, look for all these jobs. In the area of land regularization, you have ample opportunities. I told you now that the whole of Etios and the Bejuleki has been divided into sectors. Within these sectors, you have organized estates. They have CDAs. They have resident association. You walk up to them, talk to them. If you know you can't convince them, call us. That is why we are there. We'll come with you. We'll help you talk to these people. We'll let them know the reason why they have to get titles to their land. If they don't have titles to their land, it's a dead capital. It can't give them anything. They can't use it for anything. They can't use it for mortgage transaction. You can't pledge it for anything. But let them know. Tell them. If you don't know how to talk to them, come. We have sugar-coated mouth. We know how to talk to them. We know how to convince them and let them know that, look here, you have to get this title done. You see, let me tell you something. If we know that you have large numbers of them like that, we can make a submission asking the government that, look here, we are talking of 1,000 people here. Rather than charging them 5 million, 8 million. Government, let's take 3 million from each of these people and let's get their title regularized. One, I'm catching you to TaxNet. For those people that doesn't pay their personal income tax, now I would ask for personal income tax at the end of the day. So if you now enter that TaxNet, I've handed you over to LIRS. LIRS will be coming after you at the end of every year. That means, yes, you've been captured. Land use charge. After getting your title, land use charge will be charging you on yearly basis. No peanuts, but at least it goes a long way. So those are the things we tell government that we stand to gain so much. And when we give you title, definitely you may sell it off because you have a good title now. It has an added value on your property. You'll be able to sell down your property. You come back to land services for subsequent transaction by way of assignment or sublease. Then you can take that title to bank to get loan. You come back again to land services. Mortgage. You know, it's a win-win situation for us. I'm not looking at what we are getting now. I'm looking at what the state will get in future. But it is you and I that can do that. And when you are doing that for yourself. You are doing that for your friend. I keep telling people, if you have all these things at hand, it's still a virgin land. It's an opportunity that is begging for someone to tap. Because so many people doesn't have this information that we're giving you now. That you can walk up to these people and talk to them and say that you want to get your title. We're not just talking of maybe 1 or 2 people looking for title to their property. We're talking of clusters of people within the same neighborhood that wants this thing. And you'll be shocked that most of these people that you find within this neighborhood, they are elites. They are educated. But one thing is that they don't know what you know because it's not their profession. So when they were buying the land, they didn't have it at the back of their mind that they have to do due diligence to conduct a search to know whether this land has been encumbered or not. The issue of encumbrance doesn't concern them. Most of them are bought, and when they probably want to now say, I need a title to my land, and they approach the lawyer will tell them, let me conduct the search in ALAUSA, and that is when they will know that, this land that I've bought falls within government acquisition area. So, please, I'm begging you, let me stop at this point so that we won't waste our time. But whatever question you want to ask, you can ask, but I will leave my phone number with you now. You can always call me if you have any problems. My phone number is 080 23 13 0828. Once again, 080 23 13 0828. The door is always open for you. You are my colleagues. What I want is, I want you people to grow. You have to grow. You have to grow beyond this level we have. Please, and God will make it possible for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Estate Surveyor and Valuer Wasi Olayinka, Director of Land Regularization. Thank you for that fantastic presentation. So, do you have any question for him? Okay. I think we have like 4 people now. Before we take that question, please, I would like to recognize my 24th chairman of the very branch, Estate Surveyor and Valuer, Samuel Ofiong Ukon. Welcome, sir. Also in our midst, we have the Assistant Honorary Publicity Secretary, National, Estate Surveyor and Valuer, Richard Olodu. I saw him, I think he walked in now. And a council member in our midst, Estate Surveyor and Valuer, Titi Agbalaya. So, question and answer.
My name is Estate Surveyor and Valuer, Dr. I.O. Bonna. I just want to ask concerning the private developer scheme. Is our members that are conducting this thing in the ministry? Why is it that and I also know that the branch is through the cooperative is organizing a scheme for members, like a housing scheme for members. Why is it that it hasn't been effected up to now? We've not been able to have allocation for the branch up to now.
Thank you very much, sir. For the land allocation to the branch, you see, I will say that, like I said earlier on, that we dropped the ball early. The allocation was actually done. Letter of allocation was given to us. But Lagos State government is not for that Christmas. When we give you land, it is expected that you make payment for such land. The members that are going to get their own portion of the land, they are meant to pay for the land. But for somewhat reason, I think at the last administration, we just discovered that no payment was made for that land. So, and that is why we don't have that land. So if you have paid for the land, we would have gotten it, and we would have had estate surveyors and valuers estate in the state. It's even a shame. It's a thing of shame. When you have journalist estate, you have this estate, you have that estate, and we that regulates the profession of land and land administration in the state, we don't have a place we can call our own. My 24th chairman can testify to this thing that we're saying. When he was in office, he did a lot about this thing, but unfortunately, it never came into fruition. So it's never too late. I don't know. We still can ask the state government for it. And when we are asking the state government for it, we must all be ready to say that as soon as such opportunity is given to us this time around, we'll be willing to put in whatever thing that we're meant to put in. I can assure you that the value you will get via allocation under PSDP can never be as high as what you will get when you are buying that land in piecemeal from out there. So if it is done, it is encouraged that people should tap into it, make sure that they form part of the project. Thank you.
Okay, my name is ESV Tony Mokwe. My question also comes, it's a short one. But the first thing I want to say is that I appreciate your presentation and want to hear more of this. So I think we should just clap for this. Now, some of us are having a lot of problem. You know, when you get a client and you get a transaction done, Lagos State is quick in getting their money. But they are not quick in getting this process through within a short time. For example, you know, when you mention some of these estates, for close to 8 years, between 8 and 10, some of our clients paid for lands. One is Sunnyfield. I don't know if you are aware of that. There's another one in Igbobo, somewhere in Ikorodu. Up till as I'm talking to you, all payment has been made. Nothing has been done about it. And Lagos is not very good in refunding money. Now, the second one is about the issue of what name? I think it's about like Banana Island. I have a client. As quickly as we tidy up the transaction, you know, it's a man who wants to do things right. Lagos State gave us bill of about 16 million. The man paid. Up to today, the CFO is not out. This one is also over 8 years. Banana Island. Now, the question I have is the idea just to get the money? Some of us, myself, I'm almost pulling out of things like that because you give a client, say, look, give me 6 months, give me, before you know it, you are running into years and you look like a liar. Thank God you are there now. What should we be telling our clients? Don't buy, or buy and please wait for 5 years or 10 years. Like that banana, at a point they said, oh, it's survey now. Everything changed. Now it's another process altogether. Now I don't know how we can get these things. You are encouraging us to key in. And before you know it, we begin to see ourselves in police stations. Because you collected money, you didn't do the job you said you would do. So how do we get these things solved? Give us a good advice. Thank you.
My name is David Olorunfemi, Estate Surveyor and Valuer. The case I want to bring out is almost similar to this, except that I have a client in Ikorodu GRA 3. Specifically, he was issued a certificate of occupancy. And he made that he now called me that he wants to develop the site. He gave me the CFO. I tried to identify the plots through the Ikorodu scheme officer. It's more than 6, getting to 5 years now. At the end of the day, when we identified, before the CFO came out, the whole scheme has been reallocated by the private land owners before the CFO came out. The survey plan that was attached to the CFO is entirely different from what exists on the site. Since 4 or 5 years we have been after this case, we could not find the solution. By the time we identified the land, the plot of land that was issued CFO on, it has been encroached because the layout, the original layout by government has been distorted by the private land developers or those who sold land to private people. Now, 3 points or 3 sides where it's supposed to be the back is now the road. They cut it. So just a part of it in the middle is what is left. And up till now, we don't see the way forward. My problem is this. Just like the man said, when government acquire land, before they issue CFO, the people whom they acquire the land from does not leave the land. They keep acting on it. And government does not do anything That is why up till now we get the land for that client, and we have a government state CFO in our hands. So I don't know what the state is doing because there is no committee they did not refer us to. I went to fiscal planning, I went to lands, everywhere. Task force, they asked us to write letter. I write to almost 4 different PS offices. Up till now, no way forward. So I don't know if they know anything about it. Anybody who has a client there will understand what I'm talking about. And I think it is proper that governments will look into that case.
Thank you. My name is Pastor Femi Akinlusi. I appreciate your lecture. God will bless, continue to bless you. My question is centered on the new policy of the government. A concerned citizen came to my office for almost 1 hour. We have been discussing on this issue. We call it land recertification, land survey recertification. To the extent that when this recertification is done, with the idea that the state government intended to computerize or digitalize all the land in Lagos State. And in this event, the new survey will not exactly be on that particular survey if you are able to chart it. So the question now is this: what are we doing? Are we going to be looking at this issue? Because it will be an embarrassment. If you are doing a searching and a certification has been redone, recertification, and your land has been positioned to another place. Yes, sir. Yes, yes. So please, I want you to throw more light on it. So how can we explain that? And what is our position? Is it true that the land will be relocated or changed from the original position? Please, thank you.
Thank you so much for all the questions that has been raised. I can feel your grief. I know you, and at times it's painful. But in the course of my lecture, you heard me saying something about when you are constructing a road, there's bound to be traffic gridlock. You would have to bear with us. I just have to plead. No, not 10 years. You would have to bear with us. I have to plead with you. You know, we're changing the system. The dynamics of things in Lagos keep changing on daily basis. You can't compare the number of transactions we have in Lagos with the number of transactions we have in other states of the Federation. And that is the major problem we are having. And we felt that we can't continue the manual way that we've been doing things because it would overwhelm us in future because transactions keep coming in on daily basis. Now, it's like we collapsed the system to say that, okay, let's start all over again so that we would fix what is meant to be fixed. And that is the process where we are now. The electronic survey plan that you were talking about, in the past, there was nothing like electronic survey plan. I doubt if you have such in any state of the Federation as we speak today. But you know, the ingenuity of Lagos State in bringing forth all these new ideas at times may look somehow. It will be painful because when we're doing all these things, in a way, the negative effect of it goes to those people that are transacting business with us. Let me ask you, do you think we are happy that we're meant to give you certificate of occupancy 6-8 years ago and we have not given you? Do you know what the state government has lost by not giving you that title? Banana Island that I know, if you have gotten that title, you would have done, or your client would have done something with that title. Maybe pledge it in a bank to get loan to run his business. In a way, you know, it's a clog in the wheel of progress when you are holding on to the title and you are not giving it to who you are meant to give it to. Because, you know, you are stifling the economic process of the state. All this we know. We sit down the table, we analyze all these things, and we know the implication of it, both negative and positive. And we're working round the clock to ensure that we correct all those things. We have a colleague that works on that schedule. You have my phone number. Next week, just call me. I will take you to that our colleague. We'll get to the root of the problem. I promise you. Thank you so much. Then CFO, no allocation after payment, encroachment in Ikorodu. Someone asked that question. I'll talk about it. You know, I told you, there are so many people, when they are coming to Lagos for the first time, they just come with one black nylon bag with one shirt and but they all want to leave. When you go to most of these schemes that you're talking about, you see that they've been heavily encroached upon. And what kind of development are we talking about? When someone will just build a room and a sitting room, then create a toilet with one used iron corrugated roofing sheet at the backyard. And that is what they have built all over this state, all over this land. You know, in recognition of this problem, Lagos State set up land grabbers committee that is working on this thing. But you know, how many is difficult. It's difficult in a way. It's difficult in a way. They are trying their best. But in respect of Ikorodu GRA 3 that you are talking about, just about 2 weeks ago, government went in there and government demolished some of these properties that were built by the encroachers. And again, you see, people are not helping government. You are not helping government because most people, when they get this allocation, they want to speculate with it. Let's tell ourselves the truth. You will buy the land, you hold on to the land. Rather than you moving on to site to take physical possession of the land, you just leave it there. And you know, people keep coming to the state on daily basis and they want to leave. And you know, when they just take them, because you know they are naive, they don't know what is going on. They don't know whether they are encroaching on government land or something. They will buy. And again, our hands are tight. Our hands are tight because if you demolish there now, these are the people that will be shouting. We are the one voting for them, and look at what they are doing for us. China's TV will go there, Rise News will go there. They will start castigating government rather than telling those people that has done bad things that they should desist from it. Now they will face government to say, why is government demolishing this thing? Now government has collected money from you. Government want to put you in possession of your land. And people out there, or part of you, will be the one blaming government that is trying to remove all these encroachers to release the land that he has promised to give you. So it's a major problem. It's a major problem. We need to check ourselves. Like someone always say, that when we say this country is bad, we need to check ourselves. That where exactly am I destroying this country myself? And that's the major problem we've been having. So this issue of encroachment is your family and my family that are involved. Most of my friends will call me to say, they have marked the house of my friend or my brother house. What can you do about it? When I tell them, do you have survey plan on the land? At times they will plan. Send that survey plan to me. When I chat it in the office, I'll discover that it's government land that your brother or your dad or something has built on. And this same person will be begging me to ensure that such property is not demolished. So if I'm protecting that person because it's my friend, how do I protect you as my friend that has gotten allocation from state government? So it's a cash 33 situation, or what do they call it? Cash 22 situation. So you don't know what exactly. So it's a big problem. So to solve that problem, it is you. So rectification. You know, you can't say that You've been treading the wrong path. And suddenly you discover that, oh, I'm treading the wrong path. Then you now continue on that wrong path. That is what brought about rectification. Before now, the equipment that is being used by land surveyors, the precision of those equipment in a way is the precision of precise equipment, you know, that is saying that the survey plan, when compared to the actual information gotten on land, has placed your land like 10 meters or 20 meters away from where it's supposed to be on ground. Or the information that is saying that the survey plan you are holding has taken your land from this street to another street. And should now, because one of those equipment then go for and the churn of this vector is so high. Survey plan that has been done in the past cannot conform with the information that we don't say that, oh, because title has been granted wrong so with that title. It's a principle of law, like I said. Nemo that quod non abet. You can't build something on nothing and expect it to stay. If saying that the root is putting the land here, whereas it's supposed to be here, and we continue with this one, and we start subsequent transaction on this wrong footing, that means all that we have done in respect of all these transactions on this wrong land goes to naught. So in order to guide against that, policy of rectification came in. So you just have to bear with us, like I said. We're trying our best to ensure that we get it done quickly and easily. It is one of you that is held in that unit. When you come to plant, or before we leave, you will know the person. You can always talk to the person. That is why we are here. We are there for you. We are your servant. That is why we are public servants. Approach us. Tell us what your problems are. We'll try our best to ensure that we'll get it resolved. So please bear with us. The rectification has to be done. The issue is getting it done on time. And by the special grace of God, we'll get it done on time for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Esther Sovia and Vala Layinka, for that fantastic presentation. HS, anything for him? For our speaker of the day? Let me call on the 24th chairman of the very branch, Esther Sovia and Vala, Samuel Lukong, to do the presentation on our behalf. Thank you, sir.
Noble colleagues, good afternoon. You will agree with me that this is one of our own, and he has done an excellent work in researching into the paper and in presenting it very well. As he was talking, I was wondering whether the man is a politician, because politicians always present their papers very well, whether it's correctly or not. But I think this one has presented it very correctly. So on behalf of the very branch, which you have helped to build, and on behalf of these are noble colleagues, we want to appreciate you for this work that you have done, for having our colleagues and our profession in mind, and for making us proud of you. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's quickly go to the next item on the agenda. Time is fast spent. That's a presentation of branch program calendar by the Honorary Secretary.
My chairman, noble colleagues, this is the program of activities for the noble year 2022 and 2023. Number one, from 20th of June to 25th of June 2022, the annual conference was held in Port Harcourt. That has come and gone. Number two, 3rd of August 2022, which is today, the general meeting is to hold. Then 13th of August 2022 as well, there's going to be the roadwork / health check, I beg your pardon. Then 18th of August, we're going to have the Pan-Africa webinar. It's going to be a virtual program. Number three, 13th of September 2022, we have the probational and graduate forum. The venue will be at the branch secretariat. 20th of September 2022, we're going to have the YPESV forum. Venue yet to be decided upon. Then 4th, 6th of October 2022, the MCPD subcommittee is going to have their first MCPD for this noble year. Venue yet to be ascertained as well. Then 26th of October 2022, we'll have the second general meeting. Venue yet to be decided as well. 5th of November 2022, we're going to have meet our partner and sponsors. Venue yet to be decided. 29th of November, the outdoor program will hold. Venue yet to be determined as well. Then 18th of December 2022, the branch end of the year party will hold. Venue yet to be determined. 16th of January 2023, we'll have the probationer and graduate forum as well at the branch secretariat. 25th of January 2023, the third general meeting for this noble year will hold. 23rd of February 2023, we'll have the HOP program. Venue yet to be determined, but it's going to be a physical program. 28th of February, the Young and Passionate Estate Surveyor and Valuer would also have their program. Venue yet to be determined. Then 24th to 26th of March 2023, we'll have the outdoor program, the international program that was earlier mentioned by the chairman in our opening remark. 12th of April 2023, we'll have the third probationer and graduate forum as well at the branch secretariat. 15th to 21st of May, the Estate Surveyors and Valuers Week will commence. Then 25th of May, we'll have Summit 5.0, venue yet to be determined. And then 25th of May 2023 as well, we'll have the Honors Night, venue yet to be determined. 31st of May 2023, there's going to be the AGM and election for the noble year 2023 to 2024. So summary of the activities for this noble year as follows. Annual general meeting, Number 1, branch end of the year party, 1, estate surveyors and valuers week, 1, then general meeting, 3 meetings. Annual National Conference 2022, just 1. Head of Practice Forum, 1. The Summit, 1. Roadwork and Health Check, 1. MCPD Outdoor, 1. Young and Passionate Estate Surveyors and Valuers, 2 programs. Probationers and Graduate Forum, 2 programs as well. Honors Night, 1. Then Election, 1. So in total, we have 20 activities for this noble year. Thank you, noble colleagues.
Thank you, Honorary Secretary. Noble colleagues, that's our program of activities for 2022-2023 noble year. Can someone move the motion for adoption of this? Okay. Before we take your comment, I would like to notify the House that we have our extraordinary general meeting coming up on Wednesday, 24th August 2022.
Noble colleagues, my chairman, I notice that we have HOP and YPESV program in February 2023. And I know that the Nigerian national election is holding also in February, that the same month. So I wouldn't know. I would suggest if we can leave out any leave out programs for that month. You know, I don't know whether you have you don't. I'm not sure that there is a date in February when the national election is holding. So I don't know whether you need to look at the program holding within that month. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. That's why we just put 2 programs for that month, and that's why we have not even determined the venue. So it would give us time to note the dates for the election, and if there is need for us to move the programs, it will be done, sir. Thank you, sir. Can someone move the motion for adoption of the program of activities?
My name is ESV, Estate Surveyor and Valuer Abayo Adesola. I hereby move the motion for the adoption of the program of the ferry branch for 2022, year 2020-2023 noble year. Thank you.
Thank you. Seconder, please.
I, Estate Surveyor and Valuer Talat Yusuf Abdulkadir, second the motion to adopt the program for the year.
Thank you. So, noble colleagues, we have taken a comment. Any other one? In the absence of that, we move to our financial reports, which will be presented by the Honorary Treasurer, Estate Surveyor and Valuer Omozuzi. God's power.
Chairman, senior colleague, noble colleague, I welcome you all to this general meeting, and I have pleasure in presenting to you the financial report from 1st of January 2022 to 30th June 2022. Opening balance as at 1st of January 2022. In our Access Bank, we had 301,623 naira 16 kobo. Access Bank, our second account, we have 6,290.26 kobo. Eco Bank, we have 58,800 naira 30 kobo. Stanbic IBTC Bank, we have 3,606,740 kobo. In Sterling Bank, 1,241,459 naira. The summary of the total 5,214,718 kobo. The total receipt for the period January to June was 33,542,052 kobo. Total payment January to June 2022, we made a payment of 32,226,436,042 kobo. If we subtract our payment from the receipt, we had a balance of 1,316,551 naira 10 kobo. Adding the brought forward to the balance, we have 6,531 naira 269 kobo 1,077 kobo of the balance as of June 2022 as follows. Access Bank, 1 naira 94 kobo. Access Bank, 59 kobo. 58,378 naira 30 kobo. Stanbic IPTC, we had 3,937,171 naira 14 kobo. Salim Bank, we had 1,346,593 naira 13 kobo. Total 6,531,269 naira 77 kobo. Then in our DOM account, our domiciliary account, balance brought forward was $1,685.25. The expenses we incurred was for Zoom. If you subtract it, the $84.93, we had $1,600.32. Then during the period, we transfer some of our naira to dollar, as we find out that the dollar is appreciating every day, every minute. So we had a total of, we transferred total of 3,400 from our naira to our dollar account, bringing the dollar account to $5,000.32. Then in our first bank deposit account, we had 4,038,589 naira 28 kobo. In converting our dollar 5,000, even at today's rate, at 710 naira to a dollar, that gives us 3,550,000 in our account. We're able to have an appreciation from our dollar account. The order is the summary. We speak for itself. All the expenses, the receipt, and all the payment. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorary Treasurer. for your presentation. Noble colleagues, that was financial report from 1st January 2022 to 30th June 2022. Can someone move the motion for adoption of this minute, of this financial report, so we can deliberate on it?
Good afternoon, noble colleagues. My name is ESC Surveyor Valua Siwa Adepuji. Having listened to the statement of account read by our honorary financial secretary, I move the motion for its adoption. Thank you.
Seconder, please.
I, State of Ambala Olufobela Amiriche, I second the motion.
Thank you, noble colleagues. So, any comments? Any observation? Any advice for ESCO?
Thank you, Chairman. Honorable colleagues. So I don't know whether it's a question on, it's about our bank balances really. What is happening to us? Is it that people are not paying annual dues? Is it the money is not coming in? But I'm surprised that that should be our total balance.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much for your observation. I also want to use the opportunity to appeal to all members to also pay their dues, because we observe in June, in the month of June, only 33 members pay. And that was a far cry, because we normally have about 100 people paying. But in June, because we probably assumed because it was a conference, but we just want to appeal to members to begin to pay their dues. More so, we now have even more challenge, because in our last AGM, it was resolved that we should go back, because initially we agreed that the insurance will not subsidize, but the meeting resolved that we should subsidize, which means when they now pay 12,000, we have to remove 6,500 to pay for life policy for members. So please, let us just cultivate the habit of paying our dues, and that will help us in a long way. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorary Treasurer. Okay. Echo.
Yes, in that regard, I want to know whether there's any sanction for non-payment of annual dues. Because if there's no sanction, then anybody can do anything, anybody can decide not to pay, and the branch continues to suffer. So in the national, they do expungement of members. But in the branch, it's just left fluid like that. So the branch should think about what to do, what sanction to make to members who don't pay. So that when members know that there is sanction, they will do what they are supposed to do. Moreover, now that there's no sanction, there should also be text messages or reminders from the secretariat, so that members can pay off. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. On that, apart from those text messages that my Oga past HNT suggested, I think we should reach out to members one-on-one. It's important because if people are paying and they are not paying again, we need to know why they are not paying. Maybe the secretarial staff can call people one-on-one to find out why they are not paying. Some have, some might have been relocated, some might have changed work, some there is nothing to do. We need to care about the welfare of members of the branch. It's different from national. We can't say we want to be sanctioning people that are not making payments at branch level. This is their grassroots. This is their home. So we need to feel the temperature, know why they are not paying first before we start thinking of sanction. So I think it's good for the branch ESCO to reach to them. At least you can use the secretarial staff to call people. Since our phone numbers are with you, you can call people one-on-one to find out why that. Some may even forget, so we need to remind them. Thank you.
Thank you, my council member. The secretarial staff, our secretarial staff have been, okay.
Noble colleagues, my name once again is Estate Surveyor and Value Kenda Agileye. I don't want to lend my voice to what my two senior colleagues said concerning the annual subscription. In a way, there have been sanctions. In a way, some privileges are being withdrawn from you if you are not a financial member. And to me, I think that's the sanction on its own. That's the sanction on its own. There are some privileges that are being withdrawn from you if you are not up to date financially as a professional member. So it's not just enough for you to be a professional member of the institution or of the branch. You must be financially compliant. And some privileges are being withdrawn. Even the end of the year party, if you are not a financial member, you are not permitted to come there. So it's a sanction in a way. Having said all this, again, I appreciate what Estate Surveyor Titi Agbalaye said, that we need to feel the impulse of our members. Why are they not paying? We all know what is happening in the country today. We just add that the exchange rate, 700 naira to $1. We all know what that means. And there are challenges everywhere. Family challenges are there. Commitment all and there. So we need to soft pedal on our members. And if you look at records of many people that are not even paying, it has not been like that. But things are not just working the way you expected. And then what will you do? You are not going to turn yourself to kidnapper because you want to meet your financial obligation. That's what I want to say.
Thank you so much. Let me first start by saying there is actually no sanctions. But as you have said, as the last speaker said, I want you all to remember that next year is election year. And we'll still continue to plead with you, our members, so that you can pay your annual dues. The secretarial staff, they've been mandated to go around and talk to our members, make calls and others. So they've been mandated to do that. Then the welfare subcommittee, during their firm visitations, we also talk to our members. They will go out, each time they go out, will be with the account officer. That's Paul Adeleke. So he will be going out with them each time they visit firms. So that is part of what we are doing to encourage our members to pay their annual dues. But as I said, we'll still keep on pleading for our members. You know, there's insurance. Now we pay 6,500 out of the 12,000. So we also need you to help us so that we can move the branch forward. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say for now. So thank you, thank you, noble colleagues, for your contributions. It's all noted. We've noted your advice, which will be taken to immediately. Thank you all. Next on the agenda is AOB. AOB, just 3, please, so that we can leave on time. My past chairman is also raising it hand. Then just one more person. Thank you.
My chairman, I hope I'm recognized already.
Oh.
I am
Yes,
SSO
yes,
Balewa Solomon Pese. I think it's what I'm going to say ties up with what we've just discussed. I was just looking around the hall, and I'm sure that we are used to more than this number. So it's a reflection of the time, Zoom or no Zoom. Something has been bothering me recently. You just wake up and you see obituary. A colleague has taken off, and next we bother settling insurance, death benefit, and all of those things. But we have also some colleagues who are putting useful life in the activities of the institution, whether national or branch here. But let me bring it to a branch here. Then somewhere along life tenure, they are confronted by health challenge to the extent sometimes it affects their practice. And it's like they are left on their own, except when maybe the final call comes, we then go into do something. I think we should start thinking seriously this time how we can identify with them during that time of health challenge. I know of some colleagues, typically a typical drug is like 60,000 naira, and you imagine, I don't know the kind of practice you run, that you afford drug of such cost a week, a month, a year. So just to bring it back home, let's see how we can identify those colleagues who are facing such situations. Let's see how we can identify with them in sharing some of those burdens. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, my noble chairman. I want to align my thoughts with the last speaker, because even at our meetings, it is mostly past chairmen or past presidents that are given recognition. And you will discover that somebody who is even serving as PRO or assistant secretary may have worked so hard. So I want us as a body to develop a system, have a book or have an information that will show that people who have served in various categories, including unofficial members, so that from time to time, we keep track of these persons. Because one time or the other, we will get to where they have gotten to. And if we had the little experience I have in the service of the institution, is that when you want to serve sincerely, you give your best. And if you are forgotten at critical time, it could be, oh God, did I take a right decision to serve them with all my strength at that time? And I know God listens. But while I'm talking now, I want to thank these wonderful members of the branch for the support you gave to me at the last election. I want to thank you so much. Your votes, your encouragement, your words are very dearing to me. And I said, let me come and thank my chairman who supported me so much and all our colleagues. I am grateful. Thank you, noble colleagues.
Thank you, Chairman. Seniors and noble colleagues. I'll also start by following our 24th Chairman to appreciate everybody for your support and the mandate that you have given to me to return to council. Thank you. God bless you. Then the second is a plea to every one of us here. I appreciate this ESCO for what you have started since the last ESCO by bringing people to speak to us on areas of our practice. That of today, you agree with me that a lot of us don't even know that we can do anything with Lands Bureau like that. I want to plead with you. We are all there for you. Please come. Never mind that you have tried one thing or the other that did not work. Come again. We are there for you because the whole of Lands Bureau, we see lawyers every day. Just like you see engineers in the Ministry of Work that is their home. Lands Bureau is supposed to be the home of estate surveyors and valuers too. But it's lawyers that you will see. And I know valuation is our birthright. Just like lawyers to say litigation is our birthright. But a lot of them don't even do litigation. What they do is tied to perfection. And they make a lot of money from it. They don't go, I was speaking to one of them recently, said it doesn't go to court. That you will be going to court on one case. But more than 10 years, 5 years, your still is not yet concluded. They say, how much are they paying? But this one, we tidy up whatever he's doing and he has collected his fee and he has gone. And that's why people even think that it is the duty of lawyers to perfect titles for them. Please, I'm encouraging us that we should come. We are there. Never mind that people that have been coming to my office, for some issues, you may be coming and coming. It's not that I'm not doing anything. I'm going round for you. So that we may not be able to conclude that one on time. But another one that you may bring, we may be able to conclude that one quickly. And I tell you, there is money in title perfection. Please come, we are there for you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, thank you, noble colleagues. Response to Estate Survey and Value and PC's observation. I would like to plead with all of us. If you have any of our members that you know that is challenged or having health challenges, please notify the ESCO. We can't know everything. And thank God we have the chairman of welfare subcommittee here. At the last ESCO meeting, we've discussed it, that the welfare is taking firm visitations up, and they are going to include visiting past chairmen and past ESCO members. But if you know of any of our members that has health challenges, please notify the ESCO. You know, we can't know whatever is happening to everybody. That's just what I have to say. Then thank you, my 24th chairman of the very branch, for your advice. It's noted, sir. So, lest I forget, please, polo shirt for the road walk is available for sale. Welfare chairman, do you have any welfare? Do you have any sample for us to show our people?
Thank you so much. It's an official shirt. It's not just for this road walk. We plan to make it available for everybody so that at our functions, we can be putting the shirt on. So when you are buying it now, you are not just buying it for the road walk alone. You use it for other functions of the branch. So this one goes for 7,000 naira. There's another one that goes for 5,000 naira. So this one is 7,000 naira.
We have it available out there. So all interested members can please pay for their own and pick their own shirts. Now, the Work for Life is coming up on 13th of this month, part of the welfare program. Someone said you just wake up and hear that people drop dead. You know, it's so important that we exercise our body. Most of our members here are over 30 years of age. And you discover that we wake up very early in the morning, we get to the office, we walk, get home at night, eat again, hit our bed, sleep off. We work Monday through Saturday. On Sunday that we're meant to rest or exercise, we carry out regular exercise. We go to church and go for all these asalatus. And now, we now felt that let's organize something. You, asalatu, yes. You discover that we don't take care of ourselves. So we now said, as an institution, it has to form core of our responsibilities for our members. So we're going to have BP check, sugar check, eye test, and other form of test, malaria test and everything. So we work, we come back to the secretariat, we have all those check done. So we implore everybody to join us. The more the merrier. And again, we're using this thing as double-edged sword. It's not just going to be work for life. We want to use it as a means of advocacy. We want to tell the world that we exist. So many people doesn't know that there are estate surveyors and valuers. We want to let them know that there are a group of professionals called estate surveyors and valuers. So we're going to print flyers that will be distributing as we're moving on the route. So we plead that you please join us. It's for the progress of the institution. It's for the progress of our profession. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you as well, Olayinka. Surveyor and Olayinka. I'm the fourth branch chairman is happy. My 24th branch chairman. I said you are happy for the road work. Yeah, thank you. We just got an information now that Estate Surveyor and Valuer OC Anene is having health challenge. Is noted. The welfare subcommittee chairman has noted it. So, for necessary action. Thank you, noble colleagues. So, adjournment. Can someone move the motion for adjournment of this general meeting? Before we adjourn, please, I would like to notify noble colleagues that a secretariat staff by name Mr. Sheyi Oluwatayo has resigned his appointment. He's no more with us. So we now have Samson, that's the end of operations, Fayoke and Paul to do the going round for collection of annual dues. It's just to notify you. Thank you.
Very good evening, Mr. Chairman and Council, fellow colleagues. I'd like to stand on existing protocol. My name is Estate Surveyor and Valuer Blessing Carlo. I wish to move for adjournment of this meeting to our next meeting date. Thank you.
Seconder, please.
I so second. Estate Surveyor and Valuer Solomon Pesa.
Thank you, sir. Closing prayer. Let me call on. I think we have some Muslim brothers among us. Oh, the birthday cake. So, It's not yet. Maybe we start adding it to our list so that we can. Let's pray then we cut the cake because after cutting the cake, people will start leaving. So let me call on a Muslim brother, Estate Surveyor and Valua Bombata, to give us closing prayer.
In the name of Almighty Allah, the most beneficial, the most gracious, the King of kings, the Master of the days of judgment, we thank you for your blessings on us. We thank you for your blessings on our children. We thank you for allowing us to have a fruitful deliberation today as we are all living here to our respective place of abode. I pray that Almighty Allah guide us to our various places of abode. In the name of Almighty Allah, I've prayed.
So June, July, August celebrants. June, July, August celebrants.